This is the Phoenix, Arizona weather discussion for Thursday, the 19th of December. I'm Michael Groff. It's the same old story around here. Dry conditions, temperatures near record levels again today and tomorrow. But as we head into the weekend and next week, yes, afternoon highs should gradually trend down a little closer to seasonal averages, although still remaining a few degrees above where they ought to be for this time of year. Now we're going to ask the question, even though I think you probably already know the answer, but will we see any precipitation, not just here in the valley, but across the state? Is there a possibility of a white Christmas up north? Well, we'll get into that and everything else as we dive on in. First, let's look at that almanac from yesterday. Oh, we did it again, another record high. Hooray for 2024. 83 degrees the afternoon high. 83 in mid-December, folks. 46 the morning low. Yeah, that high temperature was 18 degrees above the average of 65. That low, just 1 degree above the average of 45. The previous record, 79 degrees. Looking outside right now, just after 11 a.m., we've got mostly sunny sky, and we're sitting at 73 degrees already at Sky Harbor, and it's dry, dew points 19. Oh yeah, relative humidity 13%. Wind from the east-northeast at 14 miles per hour, a bit breezy out there, and the barometer 30.17 inches and falling. Satellite picture out here across the west, and yep, same story here too. High pressure is in control. We're right underneath that here in Arizona, so sinking air, not much in the way of cloud cover. That's going to be how it is for a while. The main storm track up to the north. Got one such system moving across the northern plains and heading toward the Great Lakes, but around here, hardly a cloud to be found. The watch warning map, yes, winter weather advisories and winter storm warnings. The Dakotas, Minnesota, Wisconsin, Bismarck. How about Grand Forks, Fargo, Devil's Lake, Bemidji, Crookston, Minneapolis, St. Paul, Brainerd, Aberdeen, South Dakota, La Crosse, Eau Claire, Wisconsin. The snowflakes are flying. And it's cold up there. I mean, we got temperatures down yesterday morning. We were talking about the single digits in Grand Forks. And again, we're going to be cold up there again today. And of course, it's generally always cold up there in the Dakotas and Minnesota this time of year, but especially so right now. And of course, with the snowflakes out there, it'll feel like winter. But for us, no such luck. We do have an air quality alert. So, I mean, that's something. Yeah, well, that's in effect through this evening here, issued by the Arizona Department of Environmental Quality. And so, try to restrict that burning. Another no burn day. All right, the convective outlook for today, no organized severe weather, hardly even a thunder rumble to be found across the entire contiguous U.S., maybe around Miami and Fort Lauderdale, and that's going to be about it. And here's the rainfall outlook valid through Thursday morning of next week. Rain amounts in Phoenix, nothing. Statewide, again, we could see a little bit of light precipitation across the northern part of the state with a passing weather system on or about Christmas Day. That's going to be about it, sensible weather-wise. Again, you know the routine by now. We'll show you what's going on with this weather pattern in more detail as we explore the models, see what the future may hold. Here we go, the GFS, the 12Z run. It's valid at 5 o'clock this afternoon. High pressure in control, those positive height anomalies that we just love ever so much here across the west. And we're underneath that, so what it means down at the surface for the rest of the day today, sunny and warm, upper 70s and low 80s. The record high in Phoenix today, 79 degrees. Almost for sure we are going to eclipse that, and so another record falls, and we'll have to look into how many record highs we've had this year, but I believe record highs were up in the 40-something range for the year. I'll have to check that to be sure, though. And of course, we've had a number of record warm low temperatures as well. We'll have a final total here as we wrap up the year, but it's been impressive to say the least. Now for tonight, dry air is in place and with clear sky, we'll cool off. Still, though, temperatures will be slightly above average. It's a 40s for most of us, low 50s in the urban core. And then tomorrow, more the same. Sunny, warm, upper 70s, low 80s. Maybe we'll take a degree off the high temperatures for tomorrow. Moving into Saturday, a few clouds, temperatures fall a couple more degrees. I'd say highs mid to upper 70s and maybe another degree down on Sunday, but still in the mid to upper 70s with some passing high clouds. As we go into next week, again, some high clouds at times, high temperatures mid 70s on Monday, low to mid 70s for Christmas Eve. And you see there's a trough off to the north and west of us. We've got rain and snow from central California on north and eastward toward the Great Basin, the Pacific Northwest, the Intermountain West, all of that. But for the most part, that's going to stay away from us. I say it for the most part because there are some indications that the southern end of this weakening system will cross northern Arizona. So on Christmas Day, yeah, we might see a few light showers across the Northwest Plateau or the northern part of the state. Maybe up there toward the Golden Valley, maybe up there, our friend Steve up in Willow Creek. Maybe he'll catch a rain or snow shower up there. Over toward Page, maybe the north rim of the Grand Canyon. Might see a passing shower on Christmas Day, but I wouldn't count on it at this point, but we'll see. But for us down here in southern Arizona, this is not going to amount to much. Maybe some clouds, a light breeze at times. High temperatures will continue to trend down, though. And so for Christmas, highs probably upper 60s to about 70. And even though that's lower than we have been, that's still a few degrees above average. Average high in Phoenix on Christmas Day, 65 degrees. So we'll exceed that ever so slightly. All right, let's keep going. A week from today, this is Thursday, the 26th, Boxing Day for our friends in Canada and the UK. For us, it just means more of the same, really, a dry northwesterly flow. Temperatures, again, not as warm as they have been. Highs around 70 if this works out. And what you will notice is over the Northeast Pacific, instead of that big ridge sitting out there, we have troughing. We have negative height anomalies for the Gulf of Alaska and up into the Bering Sea and much of Alaska, the Northeast Pacific and into Western Canada, encompassed by negative height anomalies. And that does indicate maybe a change in the overall weather pattern, but we still have ridging to the south of that feature. And we're generally going to be under west and northwesterly flow. I don't think we're going to see much in terms of major changes here in Phoenix in terms of our weather. Again, temperatures will be down from where they have been, but still likely a little bit above average. A passing shower or two is not out of the question, though, across northern Arizona in this kind of configuration. And obviously the question is, does this open the door for a broader pattern change for the end of December and as we move into January? And I've got into quite a discussion about this in the comments about how La Nina is progressing or how it's actually not progressing. And we're not in a La Nina right now. The ENSO region is actually neutral. So sea surface temperatures are fairly close to average out there in the ENSO region. But the CPC, the outlook is still favored that we will at some point slip into a weak La Nina pattern later this winter. But we haven't really done it yet. And we started to trend that way early in the fall, but it just has not progressed. And so we're actually not in a La Nina. And you might say, well, if we're not in a La Nina, Mike, why is it so darn dry? And again, it's because we've had that high pressure consistently over the Northeast Pacific. We've had that buckled flow pattern, and those short waves, those troughs, they come down into Western Canada. They don't move over the Pacific. They come in over land, and they come in at such an angle to where only the tail end of those systems cuts across the Four Corners region and Arizona, and they mostly move out into the plains, and they are harmless for us. They might bring some slightly cooler temperatures, but for the most part, high pressure has just been the dominant feature in our part of the world. And again, that is thanks to above average sea surface temperatures in the Northeast Pacific. And so, this is one of those things that we would love to see that sort of start to break down, and we'll see. And of course, obviously, if La Nina does develop later this winter, that could throw a wrench into things as well. If it develops later, sometimes that may not be a bad thing. It's right now, there's a lot of moving parts, a lot of variables in the weather world, and it's really hard with sea surface temperatures globally being above average. That makes forecasting very tough. These models are programmed and all the algorithms, all these physics parameters, they're designed around certain sets of criteria. And when conditions are not defined within the normal parameters, then that makes forecasting a little bit more difficult. So the bottom line, if you're wondering, well, Mike, what are you rambling about? What are you talking about? The bottom line is we don't know. We don't know if this is going to open the door for a big pattern change or not, but it's an encouraging sign, let's put it that way. But it may not amount to anything. We're just going to have to wait and see. Isn't that how life always goes, right? Just wait and see. Speaking of, let's go out 10 days here. This is Saturday, the 28th. And we are still looking at a dry northwesterly flow. But again, there is troughing to the north and northwest of us. And this could start to erode that ridge that's just been sitting basically across the southwest states and just off the Southern California coast. This thing has just been here. It's been unusually far to the north. We'd love to see that suppressed further south. It's hard to break down a ridge once it's been established for so long, but maybe we can get that to happen. All right. I don't want to get your hopes up too much, but at least this is something. This is a change. It just isn't a change that we're going to notice in Phoenix right now. Looking at rainfall for Phoenix off the GFS ensemble. Now, look, this is not an encouraging sign. This goes out through the 2nd of January. Most of the members don't have any precipitation for us, and even the ones that do, not much. European ensemble is the same story. And I don't know. If we are going to see a change in the pattern that affects us in terms of meaningful rain chances, it's not going to be for at least a couple of weeks. And then temperatures off the national blend of models. The good news is that temperatures do trend down just in time for Christmas. Highs around 70, maybe the upper 60s. But that's still a little bit above average. Basically, for the rest of the year, or for the rest of December, we're going to continue with highs at least a little bit above average on any given day. Overnight lows not bad, though. Closer to where we ought to be, mostly 40s to about 50. The average low about 44 degrees here for late December. So we'll be close to that. And of course, some spots in the valley will be below that, away from the urban core. All right. That was a lot of information, a lot of talking there, a lot of stuff jammed into this, but thank you for indulging me on all that. And I know a lot of people have questions about this and why we're stuck in this pattern and when is it going to break down. So many people want that to happen, except for those of you that, look, you don't want it to rain here. You'd be happy if it never rained, and well, we wouldn't have a city if it didn't. So we do at some point need some precipitation. The drought conditions are worsening. Luckily, our watershed levels are still pretty good here across Arizona, but that's not going to last forever, especially with the drought conditions, with the dry weather continuing as long as it has. So, all right. Well, anyway, that's it for the Phoenix, Arizona weather discussion for today. My next video, it's due back here tomorrow morning. Should you happen to enjoy these videos, then be sure to subscribe, like, share, click that notification bell, leave those comments, questions, and suggestions. If you really like what we do here, then click that thanks icon below the video, make those monetary contributions, or even better, donate to us via PayPal. groffshow@gmail.com is that PayPal address. It's groffshow@gmail.com for PayPal. The executive producer of the Phoenix, Arizona weather discussion is my one and only, the sweetest of all time, the Asian sensation and proprietor of sweetchildaz.com.org and that Facebook page of the same name called Sweet Child Arizona, talking about my Michelle. Check her out. Check out her blogs, her videos, everything Michelle related, and yeah, even Adriana related. It's all linked up down in the description. And of course, you can always check out our streaming station. It's also available 24/7, 365. It's called KMGX. We play a ton of music, have a lot of fun there. So give that a listen. And I know we've talked and we've just been going on and on for so long, but hey, let's just keep on talking, right? Let's see what's going on over on KMGX right now. Of course, we give you a little snippet, see what we're playing. There you go. And We can't play any more than that or else we get demonetized. If you're wondering why we don't give you a longer sample of what you can expect to find. But of course, the best way to do it is just to listen, and that's linked up in the description, or go to kmgx.com for more. All right, thank you so much for watching, all of your continued support. Please be safe. And yeah, I'm going to tell you this because it's warm out there. Stay cool, stay hydrated. You guys be safe. Have yourselves a beautiful rest of your Thursday.